In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create SEO content that can rank on Google, and I tested this myself by writing one article, and within 24 hours, it was already showing up on the first page of Google. And honestly, I feel your pain when it comes to writing content, whether it's for YouTube script writing, Google SEO, or short form content. It can be a massive pain. But honestly, I'm pretty happy to say that I found a tool that I think might just make SEO a little bit easier for everyone. So today, I'm going to show you how you can use Poppy AI to help you write SEO written articles that not only rank on Google, but that can convert your audience into subscribers and also just building an entire audience. And just to show you some quick proof, I was able to write an article about the tool itself using the help of Poppy AI, and it was able to rank within 24 hours when I first hit publish. So you're going to be learning a lot about this tool, but as you can see, it's a visual whiteboard where you can plug in a bunch of sources such as websites, YouTube scripts, videos, documents, voice notes, and much more. And not only that, it's kind of similar to custom GPTs or Claude projects, but just way more visual, and it's much better for me as a creator because I do a lot of projects, and I think this is the best way to go about it when it comes to creating amazing articles. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and use Poppy AI to help us write an entire article using a simple SEO system that can also help you rank on the first page of Google. Now, it's very dependent on the keywords that you're going after. So you do want to go after like very easy to medium difficulty keywords unless you have a lot of authority. Now, what's perfect with this video is I'm creating a Google document where I'm providing about 9 to 10 different steps that you can follow so you can have the same system for yourself. Now, step 1 is that we're going to go ahead and create our SEO brand voice. The reason why we're doing this first is because you don't want to write generic robotic sounding content. You want to go ahead and make sure that your content sounds just like you. So for this step, let's go ahead and grab our best performing content. We're also going to go ahead and upload any previous articles, scripts, and voice notes. So we're going to jump inside of Poppy AI, and it's really simple to use. Everything works under boards. And if you need to create something where, let's say you have multiple projects, you can also create folders. Let's say you're working with clients, or you have specific things for copywriting, for YouTube, for social media, or just viral script writing. You can also just create folders here on the left hand corner. So we're gonna go ahead and click on open new board, and we're gonna name this SEO content for testing. So here you're going to see a completely blank canvas, and this is really cool because again, it's very visual, and if you're someone who likes to work and see exactly what you're doing, you can really do amazing things with this tool. Now on the right hand side, you're going to see this little document here where it opens up like a Notion document, where as you start to create content and get different outputs, you can add that here in the right hand corner. So let's go ahead and focus on step number 1. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab all my best material. So I'm trying to grab like at least 3 to 5 articles or YouTube video scripts. So we're going to grab this one here, and all we need to do is go back into Poppy, and we're going to plug that by clicking on Command V. You can see here that it went ahead and analyzed our entire article, and it's going to know exactly what this article is about. So this actually makes sure that we know it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new chat, and this new little window pops up. I'm going to connect this website to this chat here, and I'm going to say, what is this article about? Cool, so it is actually working. This article is a comprehensive guide about how to start a blog in 2025. So I have that clarity that I know it's working, so we can connect all of our resources that we need. All right, so I went ahead and grabbed 4 different content pieces, and we're gonna go ahead and group this together so we know where we're working. And don't forget that just because we're building this system doesn't mean that you have to do it over and over again. Once you have your SEO brand voice, once you know all of the quality guidelines for SEO that we're gonna look for, you can keep those as documents and just add them into other projects. And then we're gonna go ahead and name this group SEO brand voice, my content pieces. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and create a new chat here, and I'm gonna drag that to connect. And then we're gonna grab my voice profile prompt, which is also in my community. I'm gonna go ahead and drag all of this and copy. I'm gonna add this back into this chat here. So we're gonna go ahead and get a brand voice that we can use every single time and for future use, whether you're using Poppy AI or not. So let's go ahead and see what it creates. So it's gonna ask us what our primary content niche is. It's gonna ask me what my I help statement is, and also which transcripts from the knowledge base you'd like me to analyze. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer that real quick. So I'm gonna say my niche is AI content marketing. I help YouTube creators grow an audience with AI, and I want them to use all 4. Okay, so this is insane. Let me go ahead and actually make this full screen so you can see what we're doing here. And what it did was it went ahead and created our logistic features. So our vocabulary preferences, things that I say in the videos and articles. My sentence structure is short, punchy sentences mixed with detailed explanations. I use common phrases like, let's go ahead, this is really powerful, let me show you exactly why. We have transition words, and the content structure is really important to understand. And we can use all of this information to help us when it comes to creating our own personalized SEO content. So with this voice profile, you can turn it into a Google document, or you can turn it into a text note here within Poppy AI itself. So just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just use it in this text note here. Perfect. So I went ahead and added the voice note, and I went ahead and also said step 1 is done. So let's go ahead and move on to step number 2. And that is going to be including all of our research for our topic of the article. So we're going to look for videos, websites, PDFs, notes, and competitors. So for step number 2, I'm going to go ahead and just use the example for the article we're going to write is how to make money on YouTube. And that's going to be the keyword that we're going after for today. If you're enjoying this Poppy AI tutorial, you can also get $25 off using my coupon code Eddie in the bottom of this video. All right, so for the research section, we're going to go ahead and look for everything we can about how to make money on YouTube. And we're also going to look at our competition. So the simplest way to do this is just going to a Google search and typing in how to make money on YouTube. And we're going to look for any articles, any videos that we can use as sources to help us with this entire process. So we can turn that into a text document or a Google document. So I like this one from Shopify. They have a really good article on this. They're obviously on the first page of Google, and they're also explaining the different ways that you can make money on YouTube. So we'll go ahead and use this one as an example. We'll also grab the one from Forbes. And then we'll grab this video from Yuri. He's actually really cool on the YouTube space. And this video is very good. So we're going to grab that URL as well. We'll go back into Poppy and we'll go ahead and add that in here. Now, a few other things I like to do is I like to go to Google News, and I can see if I can find any statistics, anything that's new, that's related to the topic that I'm writing about. And you want to do this for every single article that you've ever written, because if you provide up-to-date information and add information gain to a post, that's going to be really helpful when it comes to ranking on Google. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search a topic for YouTube monetization, and I'm going to see if I can find anything. So we did find something here from MSN, how to earn money on YouTube, a comprehensive guide to monetizing your channel. This was just about 6 days ago. So we'll go ahead and use this as one of our other sources of information. So this is really good. I'm going to go ahead and save that here, and I'm going to go back into Poppy and add that in there. So we're going to start a new chat, and we've already grouped these articles and video together. Now we're going to go ahead and connect this together, and we're going to just say to give us as much comprehensive information about how to make money on YouTube. I also want to know all of the semantic keywords, related keywords, everything possible about the topic that I can physically get from. So I'm really happy with what we got. We got an extensive list of LSI semantic keywords for this YouTube monetization article. It gave us the primary topic variations, other related keywords about monetization on YouTube, ad revenue, and just everything that we need. And we can completely replace tools like Surf for SEO and other content optimization tools. You can still use them if you want to, but this is going to help us if you just want to keep everything under Poppy AI. What I like too is that we have an entire content brief. So now we can move on to our next step, which is generating our blog post outline. Now, the cool thing is I already have a how-to blog post template, so you can grab that in the description below, but we're going to go ahead and add that into our resource here. And I already went ahead and did that for us here, which is I grouped all of our keywords to include based off of our LSI and semantic keywords that we found. I went ahead and added my voice profile. I also added our content brief, and I included the document, which includes the how-to template. So all I did was I asked the chat to go ahead and create the how-to template blog post outline, and it did a really good job. So we came up with the title, meta description, the intro. We have some really good headers here. We have a lot of good starting points, and we have our list step-by-step guide, which is my favorite for these how-to articles. And I think this is really good. So it says that we can continue with additional steps following the same pattern. And really for me, this is something that I'm gonna use, and I really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, expand on the outline, make sure that we have all of the steps included. Then one thing I didn't like is the case studies. So I'm just going to talk about myself. Instead of case studies, turn this into my personal experience with YouTube. And I'll also make sure it removes the results and expectations part. Awesome, so it's gonna go ahead and fix this for us, and then we can go ahead and move on to actually writing the entire article. So let's go ahead and open up a Google Doc and we'll go ahead and get started from there. Cool, so you can see here that we went ahead and created the outline. So I am gonna be going back and forth through Poppy AI and the Google Doc, but really you can figure out your own workflow that works for you. But you can see that it's also following my exact brand voice, which is really nice, where it says the introduction. Look, I get it. Figuring out how to actually make money on YouTube feels like solving a puzzle with missing pieces. After building my own YouTube business and helping hundreds of creators monetize their channels, I've discovered what really works. Let me show you exactly how to turn your YouTube channel into a reliable income stream. That, compared to a generic ChatGPT or Claude output, is just insane and uncomparable. So in this guide, you'll learn XYZ, what is YouTube monetization, why does it matter? So this is really, really good. I like the outline, and we can go ahead and move on to the next step. And for our next step, we can go ahead and generate title and meta descriptions that we include for variations. It's really important that you test, because if you think that your first original title is going to be good, then you're completely wrong. You always want to test your article titles and meta descriptions for a higher click-through rate on Google SEO. This also actually works with any content piece, which is like emails, YouTube titles. You really always want to test these things. So we're going to go ahead and grab some resources about how to create amazing titles and meta descriptions, and then use that to help us come up with a better title for our own SEO driven article. So I found some really good resources on how to write SEO headlines and meta descriptions for a higher click-through rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of these here and then go back into Poppy. And I'm going to drag it right in here. We also have this one. And then I found this really nice low-key video that doesn't have that many views, but it actually talks really good things about organic CTR. So go back into Poppy and we're going to add that in here. And one way I like to save credit, since we already created the outline, I can go ahead and remove this. And I'm just going to drag these in here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tell Poppy to create multiple different variations of the title and meta description. And I want them to use curiosity, pattern interrupts, and I want them to use other types of copywriting frameworks. So I just said, give me 5 different title and meta description variations that are proven to work for SEO, and the main keyword should stay the same, which is make money on YouTube. I also wanted to say use curiosity as well. Cool, so here we have different variations. I think this is really good. We have title variation number 1, how to make money on YouTube, the method nobody talked about, and the meta description is discover the untold strategies for YouTube monetization that top creators use. Variation number 2 is make money on YouTube, 7 revenue streams that actually work. How to make money on YouTube without 1,000 subscribers. The truth about making money on YouTube in 2024. Make money on YouTube, the complete guide that actually works. So I do like title variation number 1, so we'll just stick with that. And again, remember, we are in 2025 here. So I went ahead and switched that, and I'm also switching the meta description. So our next step is we're just gonna go ahead and write our FAQs. And for some reason, I like to do that first because it's the easiest thing to get out of the way, since we kind of already have a decent intro. But when it comes to FAQs for Google AI overviews, I have been able to rank a decent amount of content for AI overviews, and I'm gonna just show some examples here on the screen. So let's go ahead and move forward, and it's actually really simple. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these here, and we're gonna start going with the FAQs. And I'm gonna just say, now write the FAQs for this article and make sure that each is below 325 characters. Include related and main keywords around how to make money on YouTube. All right, so I'm just going to create those FAQs. And yeah, this looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and add that into our Google document. All right, so I think that was really good. Now we can move on to going ahead and writing our article section by section using the help of Poppy AI. So this is the most time consuming part, but really that's all you need to do is you need to write the article step by step. Some people I know end up writing the article using like a 2,000 word prompt. And while that can work, I mean, your article is going to look super generic and it's going to look the same as everyone else's. If you do section by section, it's going to help you kind of add in more context for each step. So here's what we're going to do. The introduction looks really good to me already. There's not much I would change based off of telling Poppy AI to write more. I think it looks good with the line breaks and I wouldn't mess with it too much. So I'm going to keep it how it is. And then for this section here, I can definitely add a little bit more to it just because I think having some context about YouTube monetization and why it matters is important. And then we can move on to our next steps here. So this is actually really simple. and this is where it kind of gets repetitive. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this section here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start writing based off of our brand voice and content brief and everything that we have. I can go ahead and say, now help me write my next heading section, and then I'll just put it in quotes. Use 80 words and make sure you explain why most creators don't make any money and why it's important to monetize. Perfect. So this is really good. I like what it says. Again, you want to go ahead and fact check later, but we're going to go ahead and add this in here, and we're going to change this, and that looks pretty good. I always like to add line breaks to all my articles just because it makes it easier to read and it's not just a huge wall of text. You can also add in images too, but this is actually really, really good. Now, I just kind of follow this exact same process. So I can go ahead and move on to the next step here, and I'll keep moving forward with this process. Sometimes you could even do 2 sections at a time. That's sometimes what I like to do. So I'll grab actually these 2 sections here and we'll move on. So I'm going to say now do the same for these 2 next heading sections. The reason why I like to do this as fast as possible is because I can edit further afterwards. You just want to get the article done. We already know that it has the content brief. We know that it has my voice profile or brand voice. And we also know that it's using related keywords. So we can go ahead and keep moving forward. Perfect. So we can go ahead and copy all of this here. And I went ahead and added it in there. So that's looking good. And now we can move on to the most important part, which is the step-by-step monetization guide. We already have all the kind of bullet points that we need, and it explains it really well. We just need to keep on moving forward and adding these outputs section by section. I'm going to make the words a little bit shorter. I'm just going to say use 75 words. So this is looking a lot better, and I'm going to go ahead and copy. This is looking really, really good already. So I'm just going to keep moving forward and do this by myself. I'm going to grab all of them and then get back to you when I finish. All right, everyone. So we were able to complete the entire article. I was able to write everything. And again, this is without having any images or any internal links. But overall, this article is completely done, and it didn't take too long. So this is really, really powerful for anyone who just wants to write content that has their voice profile, their unique voice, and really any best practices such as content briefs and on-page SEO. So our next step in this is just to complete the entire article. We want to fact check, we want to add images, and we also want to add any specific internal links. So for me, when it comes to creating images, I honestly like to follow thumbnail best practices using Canva, and I will just go ahead and change this. I have a bunch of templates that I follow in Canva, and for the featured image, it will say something like this, like how to make money on YouTube. And I could probably just drop this a little bit. Okay. And you can also change the color. So because it's, YouTube, we can make it red, and we can also change the file source name to YouTube monetization. And I'll click on download. Okay. And then here, we'll just go ahead and download this image, and then you can just add that into our Google Doc here. So you just want to go ahead and use Canva or another AI tool of your choice. But really, I just use Canva for basically everything that I write. And I'm going to go ahead and upload from the computer. Click on open. And from here, you can continue adding more images and just make the article look really, really good. So this is something that I am happy with. And we can also go ahead and start fact checking. So one way I like to fact check is you're going to want to use an extension like Grammarly. All right, so now that we've written the article, I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next step, which is just repurposing our content. And we'll make this very quick. When it comes to repurposing, I still like to find some other videos that we can relate to that is going to help us with our YouTube script writing. And I found this really good one from Nate Wealth, and I'm going to go ahead and add this into our Poppy board. We're still in the same one here, just having it to the side. And I put in the document for the article. I also have this Nate Wealth video here, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new chat and use that to help us turn this video or article into a YouTube script. So I'm going to connect the chats here, and now I'm going to say, turn my article into the perfect YouTube script following the YouTube video attached. Give me different variations if needed. Nice. So we're coming up with some really good stuff. You can tell that's already getting all of our information from our article, and we have different versions for our YouTube script. We have version 1, which is direct and credibility focused. It's given us the overview of everything. That's really, really good. And we can also say, hey, we like this one, continue with it, or can you just give us different script variations? Now I can just say, if I like it, I can say, write the entire script as I approve this variation. Nice, so this is looking really good. We can talk about the introduction, which is last month, one of my students made over $3,700 in 48 hours from their YouTube channel without a single ad. I'm about to show you exactly how they did it and more importantly, how you can do it too, even if you're just starting. Here's the thing about making money in YouTube on 2025. Everything you've been told about monetization is probably wrong. After helping hundreds of creators build successful channels, I've discovered what actually works. The hidden truth about YouTube money, the foundation you really need, and all of this looks so good. So now we created a YouTube script and we can also turn that into short form content. We can turn that into emails. I highly recommend that you try Poppy for that process. And we were able to write an entire SEO driven article and also turn that into YouTube SEO frameworks. And we can use that for other content repurposing strategies. So that is how I create SEO driven content, and I was able to rank on the first page of Google for this exact product review. If you want to try Poppy yourself, you can grab the link in the video description below and use code Eddie to get $25 off. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, and YouTube is going to recommend these other videos next.